Welcome back to my views and news. Viewers, now when it has been confirmed that federal government is dismantling special forces in regions, important question is why is federal government doing that? What is the reason? Is the reason internal or external? Why did PM Abiy's government suddenly decide to disband special forces? Uh, Firstly, who is training Amhara Special Force? Who was training Amhara Fano fighters? Fano factions were being trained in Eritrea. It's not a secret. Everyone knows that Eritrean government hosted Fano fighters. Without approval from the federal government, Fano militia members were sent to Eritrea for training. Ethiopian government protested, and that is why perhaps we saw last year that federal government took action against Fano. Fano factions, mainly from Gajam and Gondar, they were largely dismantled. Their commanders arrested. Thousands of Fano fighters were put in prisons. Objective was to cut off the link, the connection between Fano and Eritrea. Who trained Amhara Special Force? Recently, last year I think, we saw pictures of Eritrean military instructors training Amhara Special Force. And Eritrean instructors were seen at an official passing out ceremony of Amhara Special Force members. Eritrea-Amhara military alliance was deepening. It was becoming a matter of concern for Ethiopian government, for PM Abiy. That is why the government has decided to cut off the link between Eritrea and Amhara region. Amhara region is connected with Eritrea geographically through western zone, through western Tigray, through Volkai, Thumera, Sagade. If Amhara forces are told to leave Volkai, Thumera, Sagade, and ENDF is deployed there completely, or Tigray interim government takes control of the western zone, it means Amhara region will have no border, land border with Eritrea. Only border available to Eritrea from Amhara is through western Tigray, through Volkai, Thumera. That is why a federal government has decided to cut off the connection between Amhara and Eritrea. Volkai could be under just federal control or under Tigray control, but Amhara forces will be removed from Humera, from Eritrean border. And secondly, Amhara Special Force is being dismantled because growing military alliance between Amhara and Eritrea could be a threat to Ethiopian government. That is what the government believes, that this growing alliance could one day be a threat to the federal government, to national security. And Eritrea could be involved in internal affairs of Ethiopia. That is one of the key reasons. And we must not forget that Pretoria deal is being implemented. Implementation has not been completed. Several issues are unresolved. Volkai-Traya's future status unresolved. Tigray-Eritrea border demarcation unresolved, though it's not part of a Pretoria deal. Tigray fighters have not surrendered small arms so far. No election held. It's a long way to go, and for this implementation, Ethiopian government believes that there mustn't be any threat from the Amhara region which could be exploited by Eritrea against Ethiopian federal government or Tigray. That is why we are seeing this move to dismantle special forces in all regions. But main target is Amhara region, we must not forget. In no other region there is likelihood of special forces challenging federal forces. Only in the Amhara region, special force, Fano, militia could be a challenge to handle for the federal government in future. That is why we're seeing that today, on Saturday, a key meeting will be held in all Ethiopian regions with participation of special force commanders and security officials to finalize modalities about disbanding of special forces. Secondly, the government has learnt a lesson from Tigray war, that in Tigray the special force turned into, the militias turned into TDF, Tigray Defense Force. They took control of Northern Command, they took control of Northern Command's arsenal of weapons, and they tried to form a military. They could not, due to the introduction of modern drones, to effective cooperation from Eritrea, due to siege put in place around Tigray. Tigray forces gradually lost their will to fight. Same could happen in other regions too. If political disputes, political differences are not resolved through dialogue, similarly, other special force, other regional special forces could be used by regional governments against federal government. So, second reason is that federal government does not want repetition of what happened in Tigray in other regions of Ethiopia. And people are questioning about Oromia. That number of Oromia special force is around 1 million, most say. Will these 1 million special force members be part of Ethiopian National Defense Force? Will they join police, Oromia police? Will they join prison police? How will these tens of thousands of Oromia special force members be adjusted? And by the way, I have not seen any dissenting voices from the Oromia region against disbanding of Oromia special force. Why? It means Oromia region, opposition, government, both are backing this decision because they want to dismantle other regional forces, while their own regional force will also be dismantled. But in one or the other form, Oromia regional force will continue to function, maybe through joining Ethiopian National Defense Force or through police, and Oromia is the largest special force. So what we are seeing, it means, is that Amhara region believes that most groups in the Amhara region believe that behind this move to dismantle special force is federal government and Oromia real government. By the way, when a counter-insurgency operation in Oromia is underway against OLA, Oromia regional government is silent about disbanding of special force operating in the region. Does it mean that Oromia Special Force did not play any role in the fight against Oromo Liberation Army, and disbanding of Oromia Special Force won't change anything? Or does it mean that Oromia government has reached an understanding with Human Feld government that Oromia Special Force will have a new name, it will become part of END, it will become part of police, and it will continue its work? We'll see in coming days. So far, PM Abiy's government is insecure. It feels that federal government could be under threat. Federal national security could be endangered if special forces are allowed to operate, if they're allowed to enhance their strength and capabilities. Thank you for watching.